real? Several recent encounters suggest there might be more things in heaven and earth than we can dream of. A personal trainer believes he captured a ghost on camera in this English castle window. Check it out, as something appears to be lurking in the opening of the wall at Hearst Castle. The man thinks it's the same spirit he saw at the same place on a previous visit.
If there's any spirits here at all, are you able to show yourself, please? Try and appear by that window, by the brick wall at the end.
"33-year-old Tony Ferguson tried to debunk the second encounter by saying it was just someone else visiting the location, until he found out on the other side of that wall is a tunnel that's nearly impossible to access. Creepy! And look at this seemingly harmless family photo. It pictures a father and his 2 kids just a week after the dad suffered a nearly fatal heroin overdose. But look closer, just above the young boy's knee. Is that a hand? Chris Downing, the children's father, who has been drug-free for 4 years, says he may have brought something back with him after his near-death experience. He still won't look at the picture to this day. A mom who thought she was simply taking a video of her son on his bike was in for a surprise when she went back to look at the footage. In addition to her little boy, she may have captured the image of an apparition looking down on him from a nearby window. It went down at the Oldway Mansion in England, a property dating back to the 19th century. When the mom asked officials what it could be, they told her only security would have been inside that building that day. And could this be a ghost just outside the Tower of London? Watch as this otherworldly blob floats across the property before disappearing into the sky. It was caught on camera by a paranormal investigator. The Tower of London has a somewhat eerie history. In the past, it was used as a prison and place of execution. Henry VIII had his ex-wife beheaded there in 1536, and the guy who tried to blow up Parliament in the 17th century was tortured there. So, could it have been a vengeful ghost looking for retribution? Maybe. And look at this creepy footage. A mother of 2 says her friends told her to run after she showed them. Melissa Smith is convinced she's being haunted by the baby she lost in a miscarriage. Melissa suffered a miscarriage in September of 2016. Since then, odd things have happened around her house, starting the same unfortunate night that she lost her baby. She says a children's toy turned on by itself and started playing music in the middle of the night. Then came the strange knocks in the house and closet doors swinging open. But when she saw this face appear on her daughter's baby monitor, it really freaked her out. So whether or not you believe in spirits, you have to admit, what's already been caught on camera is pretty convincing.
In 2008, a creepy gnome was caught on film in Argentina. Jose Alvarez, who filmed the gnome, reported that they caught the creature on film while larking about in their hometown of General Güemes, Argentina. He stated, "We were chatting about our last fishing trip. It was 1 in the morning. I began to film a bit with my mobile phone while the others were chatting and joking. Suddenly we heard something, a weird noise as if someone was throwing stones. We looked to one side and saw that the grass was moving. To begin with, we thought it was a dog, but When we saw this gnome-like figure begin to emerge, we were really afraid. Other locals have since come forward to say that they have spotted the gnome, and the town has been covered in a pall of fear ever since the first sighting.
The tape was found in Croatia on the 4th of October 2005. The tape simply shows two teenagers filming themselves. In the video, the teen behind the camera explains that the camera is new and that he is testing it out. The teens then go on and film themselves doing random things such as parkour. After this, they notice a shadowy figure in which they believe is a man urinating. They then see the man get closer and notice that he has a sack over his head. Believing the man is drunk, they approach him. The man then begins to chase them. It's believed that the teens went missing, and the camera was found by Croatian police, who released the footage to the public to see if any leads would come up. However, this has never been confirmed. The actual clips aren't too creepy, but the backstory behind it is. Known as Pennhurst State School and Hospital, it's located in Pennhurst, Pennsylvania. It opened in 1908 as an institution for mentally and physically disabled individuals. In 1968, it was exposed in a television news report called "Suffer the Little Children." A reporter went into the hospital and showed children living in terrible conditions. In 1983, it was exposed that the staff would badly assault the patients on a regular basis. This led to the place being shut down in 1987, as it was ruled that the conditions at the institute violated patients' constitutional rights. The abandoned building remains up to date, and many people visit it as it's believed to be a paranormal hotspot. This footage was filmed in May of 2008. Recorded by two college students, it shows them exploring the hospital. It's badly decayed, and there is creepy writings on the walls such as a pentagram. The footage itself isn't too creepy, but it's said that the camera was found near the hospital, and the whereabouts and fate of the students remain unknown. They could have just lost the camera, but who knows?
The Devil's Footprints. On the night of February 9th, 1855, after a light snowfall, a series of hoof-like marks appeared in the snow. These footprints, measuring 1.5 to 2.5 inches wide and 8 inches apart, continued throughout the countryside for a total of over 100 miles, and although veering at various points, for the greater part of their course followed straight lines. Houses, rivers, haystacks, and other obstacles were traveled straight over, and footprints appeared on the tops of snow-covered roofs and high walls which way in the footprints' path, as well as leading up to and exiting various drain pipes of as small as a 4-inch diameter. There were also rumors about sightings of a devil-like figure in the Devon area during the scare. Many townspeople armed themselves and attempted to track down the beast responsible without success. Recently, on the night of March 12, 2009, more strange marks, corresponding to those left in 1855, were found again in Devon. Jeff. In September 1931, the Irving family claimed to hear persistent scratching and rustling noises behind their farmhouse's wooden wall panels. At first, they thought it was a rat, but then the unseen creature began making different sounds, sometimes spitting like a ferret, or growling like a dog, or gurgling like a baby. The creature soon revealed an ability to speak, and introduced itself as Jeff, a mongoose. It claimed to have been born in New Delhi, India, in 1852. According to Vori, the daughter, who was the only person to see him properly, Jeff was the size of a small rat with yellowish fur and a large bushy tail. Jeff variously claimed to be an extra clever mongoose, an earthbound spirit, and a ghost in the form of a weasel. He once said, "I am a freak. I have hands and I have feet, and if you saw me, you would faint. You'd be petrified, mummified, turned into stone or a pillar of salt." Vori Irving, who took Jeff under her wing, died in 2005. In an interview published late in life, she claimed that Jeff was not her creation.
The Bjork Stalker, otherwise known as Ricardo Lopez, was an American pest control officer who is obsessed with Icelandic singer Bjork. He became obsessed with the singer in 1993. After learning about Bjork's relationship with fellow artist Goldie, Ricardo became jealous and grew increasingly angry. He then decided to try and kill Bjork by sending a letter bomb rigged with sulfuric acid to her home in London. After dropping the bomb off at the post office, he went home and committed suicide. He filmed the entire event. Months before this, he started a video diary. He described the purpose of it in his own words as this: "My life, my art, my plan. Comfort is what I seek in speaking to you. I am being my own psychologist. You are a camera. I am Ricardo." In total, there was 11 videotapes which held 2 hours of footage each. As they progressed, his anger towards Bjork increased, and he ended up stating that the only solution was to kill her. Towards the end of the tapes, he showed himself making a letter bomb. He originally planned to create a bomb filled with contaminated blood which contained the HIV virus. He soon gave up on this idea and created one filled with sulfuric acid. In the final tape, he filmed himself taking the bomb to the post office in order to send it to Bjork's address. He then went home, painted his face, sat in front of his camera, played a few Bjork songs, then committed suicide. He committed suicide in his Florida apartment by shooting himself in the head. He committed suicide as he believed that if the bomb killed Bjork, then they would be united in heaven. Police found his rotting body a few days later as somebody complained of a foul smell. After viewing the tapes, the police were able to intercept the bomb. Bjork commented saying she was very distressed by the incident, and she also sent flowers to Ricardo's family. Paris Catacombs. The Paris Catacombs are a network of tunnels underneath Paris, which were originally built by the Romans thousands of years ago. It was originally built to use as a mine, but by the 18th century, when cemeteries in Paris started to become overpacked, the residents decided to place the deceased in the catacombs. The network of tunnels are now filled with skeletons. The tunnels have a span of 170 miles. Guided tours are offered, however, people are only allowed to explore a certain amount of miles, as it is really easy to get lost. In 1955, it was made illegal to enter the catacombs without an official escort. Many years ago, ABC Family done a special on the catacombs. In it, they featured a clip. The clip is believed to have come from the mid-90s. It shows a man exploring the catacombs alone. While he was 228 feet below street level, he starts to feel uneasy, and you can hear his breathing become faster. As he continues to explore, he comes across paintings, and after this, he sees something that terrifies him. He then begins to run and drops his camera, but he continued to record. His camera was later found. The fate of the man remains unknown today. What he saw down there is unsure, but the documentary hinted that he may have come across the gates of hell.